This example is called the bodice front yoke with tucks. What we need to do first is outline our bodice front sloper as a combined waist dart. So we have to close out our bust dart and add this opening down here. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a combined bust dart, or excuse me, waist dart. Don't forget your arm's eye notch. Once we have that in, I'm going to go ahead and move the bust points. I'm going to make this bigger. Move this down 1/2 inch and draw in my darty legs. All right, now we are ready to start. So let's make a notch down the center front, 1 3/4 inch. 1 3/4 inch. From there, I'm gonna go ahead and translate it over. So this is my yoke. Next, on this pattern piece, I want to split up my yoke, so the bodice front yoke, into 3 sections. The first one, I'm going to make a notch from the center front in 1/2 inch. From there, 1 inch, and then another inch. So those are going to be my 3 sections that we are going to open up 1/2 inch additions for each of these lines and make our tucks. So I'm going to, let's straighten our side seam up first. So we're going to true that up, and I'm going to cut this out as is. Do not worry about doing the dart cap for this. I'm not really doing too much down there. I'm gonna go ahead. All right, so now I have this. I'm going to cut off the top section for my yoke. I'm going to put the second half of my bodice front off to the side, and I'm going to grab a piece of paper. And what I'm going to do is label these sections so that I do not get confused on how to put this back together. So I am going to do 1, 2, 3, and 4. Now I am going to cut each of these lines. So the 3 lines that we made, which again, from my center front over 1/2 inch, 1 inch, and 1 inch again. So the lines that I am highlighting, we are going to cut. Could not grab that. On each of these lines, 1, 2, and 3. Now, just so that I know this is all going to be straight, I'm just going to make a guideline on my paper. And again, each of these we are going to separate at 1/2 inch. So 1/2 inch apart from each other. I'm gonna do my first one. You can tape that wherever because that is the starting point. And then I am going to again do these at 1/2 inch. Just be very careful that you don't move these too much before you tape them down. That's why I keep the ruler on the bottom, just to kind of make sure everything's lined up. Just so these don't fly away. Perfect. And now I need to trace back in my shoulder seam and my neck seam. So go ahead, do that now. And take my ruler, oops. I'm going to tape this back down. And let's see, what are we missing? Now we got to do our arrows. So in between each of the highlighted sections, let me actually go back through and I'll highlight this and this. We need to do arrows. One. So it almost looks like we're doing little grain lines in between each of these, but that is just how it's going to be folded. So it's going to be overlapped. And then we are going to do our green line in the center, because again, we want this parallel to our center front. And we want to place this guy on the fold down here and on the fold up top as well. So this is a symmetrical design. And we are going to do bodice front. This is chapter 11, example 4. Let me actually write yoke. And we want to cut 1. This is just bodice front. Chapter 11, example 4, cut 1. And for this example, that is it. Not too bad. Again, I'm going to write this chapter 11, example 4. This is bodice front yoke with tucks. And that's it.